The story begins with Matthew, who is the smartest student in his college and excellent at his studies. However, despite being so brilliant, he's actually quite boring because he stays away from almost everything except academics. Consequently, no girl in college shows any interest in him. It's Matthew's final year of college and he's preparing to get a scholarship for higher education. But Matthew isn't happy inside. He feels like he spent his entire life just studying and hasn't created a single beautiful memory to look back on. Because of this feeling, Matthew one day decides that from now on, he will do the same things his peers do, like making friends with girls, talking to them, and enjoying life. During this time, Matthew sees a very beautiful girl move in next door. Her name is Danielle. Danielle is so stunning that she looks like nothing short of a supermodel. One night, while Matthew's on the phone with his friend, his eyes fall on Danielle's window. He sees Danielle changing her clothes. Matthew gets very excited and starts secretly watching her. But then, Danielle catches him looking. The very next moment, Danielle comes straight to Matthew's house. Matthew's dad calls him downstairs, and Matthew gets a little nervous. He thinks Danielle must have come to complain to his dad. When he fearfully comes down, his dad tells him that Danielle is new in town and doesn't know anything about the area, so he should help her and go with her. As Matthew and Danielle are driving together, Danielle stops the car and asks Matthew, "How did you feel seeing me without clothes?" Matthew apologizes and says, "Sorry, it happened suddenly, but you are truly very beautiful." Hearing this, Danielle smiles and says in return, "Now I want to see you the same way." After this, Matthew takes off his clothes and stands in front of the car. But then Danielle starts the car and drives off with Matthew's clothes, making him run after the car. A little while later, Danielle comes back and says she was just playing a joke on him. Then Matthew gets into the car and they start talking. In this way, a very good friendship develops between the two. The next day, when Matthew is in his class, Danielle comes and calls him out of the class. They leave and spend a wonderful time together. In the evening, they sneak into someone's swimming pool to swim. There, they get very close to each other and are about to kiss when Matthew realizes that the pool belongs to his principal. Immediately, they both run away from there. After this, they go to a party being hosted by Matthew's friend. At the party, Matthew's friends are completely floored when they see Danielle and try to impress her. But this time, Matthew had decided he would make Danielle his girlfriend. So he goes to Danielle and kisses her in front of everyone. The next morning, Matthew is very happy inside after kissing Danielle. Just then, his friend comes up to him and tells him some shocking news. His friend says, "Bro, the beautiful girl you think she is actually an adult star." And he shows Danielle's videos to Matthew. Seeing all this, Matthew is heartbroken and starts to leave, feeling disappointed. But his friend stops him and gives him some bad advice. He says, "So what if she's an adult star? You should take advantage of this. You can do whatever you want with her." Listening to his friend, Matthew goes straight to Danielle, where she is sitting with her mother looking at her childhood photos. Matthew goes there and tells Danielle, "Come on, I need to take you somewhere." After this, they both go to a hotel. At the hotel, Matthew asks Danielle to take off her clothes, meaning he asks her to do what his friend suggested. Danielle understands what Matthew wants from her. At this, Danielle sadly tells him, "You are misunderstanding me. I stopped doing all that a long time ago, and now I want to live a normal life. I felt really good being close to you, but you also ended up misunderstanding me." Saying this, she gets upset with Matthew and leaves. The next day, Matthew goes to Danielle's house to apologize to her. But during this time, he meets another man there, named Kelly. Seeing him, he steps outside, then Kelly also comes out. Matthew asks him, "How do you know Danielle?" To which Kelly replies, "I'm Danielle's producer and her ex-boyfriend." The following day, when Matthew is going to college, he sees Kelly flirting with girls at the college. Kelly also sees Matthew there and starts praising Matthew in front of those girls. After this, Matthew goes with Kelly to the bank to deposit the student union scholarship money. At the bank, when the employee asks who Kelly is, Matthew says he is their student advisor. The next day, we see Danielle going somewhere. Matthew comes up to her and asks, "Where are you going?" Danielle replies sadly that maybe I can never change myself or live a normal life, so I'm going back to Las Vegas with Kelly. Matthew had fallen truly in love with Danielle by now, so he decides that he will bring Danielle back. After this, he takes his friends and sets off for Las Vegas. Upon arriving there, Matthew and his friends enter a club where they see Danielle performing in revealing clothes in front of everyone. Matthew goes backstage and tries to reason with her, saying, "You don't need to do all this." But then Kelly arrives and takes Matthew into a room where he starts threatening him. He pushes Matthew and angrily tells him, "Why are you stopping Danielle from working? Get out of here and don't interfere in my business." Despite Kelly's threats, Matthew goes back to Danielle and tries to convince her that you shouldn't be doing this because you deserve a better life than all this. Saying this, he takes his friends and leaves the club. The next day, when Matthew is at his house, Danielle comes to pick him up for college. While driving to college, Matthew asks Danielle to go to a party with him, which Danielle agrees to. Then we see Matthew inside the class, where today is a very important day for him because if he passes the scholarship exam today, he can go to a big college for higher education. But just then, during the exam, Kelly arrives and takes Matthew away from there. Kelly is angry at Matthew for forcing Danielle to come here and causing him loss. After this, Kelly drives him to a place, locks him up, and severely beats him. After venting all his frustration, he gives Matthew drugs and tells him, "If you do one job for me, I will never come between you and Danielle again." Kelly then takes Matthew to the house of a man named Maddie, who is also an adult producer, like Kelly. Kelly tells Maddie to steal Maddie's trophy from there. He leaves Matthew inside the house and goes outside to call the police. Matthew picks up the trophy from the house and is about to run away when he sees Maddie standing in front of him. Seeing this, Matthew starts running, but Maddie unleashes his parrot on Matthew. Matthew manages to escape the parrot, runs out of the house, but then sees police approaching from the front. He hides from the police and calls his friend. His friend arrives and rescues him, taking him along. In the next scene, Matthew and Danielle go to college to give the scholarship speech. But Matthew starts feeling the effects of the drugs there, causing him to act strangely. When he goes on stage to give a speech, he can't read his script properly due to the drugs, so he throws the script away and starts speaking well and having a good conversation in front of everyone, giving a very good speech without the script. Everyone applauds him. However, when the final result for the scholarship is announced, his name is not on the list and another student is given the scholarship. After this, when Matthew goes to the bank, he finds out that the $25,000 fund he had deposited for the students was withdrawn by Kelly, who posed as the student advisor. Matthew is shocked upon hearing this and comes home to tell Danielle and his friends. Following this, they all make a plan to teach Kelly a lesson. As part of the plan, Matthew and Danielle go to Maddie, the adult producer. There, Matthew tells Maddie everything and returns his trophy. Then he tells Maddie that if you give us $25,000, we will make you the best video of that kind in the world. Maddie is very happy to hear this and agrees to give them the money. Now everyone starts working together to make the video. Danielle also calls some of her old friends who are also adult stars like her. After this, they go to the prom where everyone is staring at them. Then Matthew's classmates come up to him and say, "These girls are adult stars," to which Matthew asks them, "Would you like to work with them?" Hearing this, his friends are happy and say yes. After this, they all shoot the video that very night and enjoy themselves greatly. After everyone leaves, Matthew and Danielle are left alone in the car, and they become extremely close to each other in private. The next day, Matthew's friend calls him and tells him, "Someone has stolen our video." Just then, Matthew sees that Kelly has arrived at his house with the videotape that they shot last night, which was supposed to get them $25,000 from Maddie. Kelly threatens Matthew that he wants half the earnings from these videos, and if Matthew doesn't agree, he will show this tape to his principal and parents. But Matthew refuses him, meaning he doesn't agree to Kelly's demand. And then Kelly goes and shows it to everyone, the principal and parents. However, when the video starts, it turns out to be just an educational class. Everyone praises Matthew a lot. And then, this tape is officially released. In no time, the tape becomes a bestseller, and Matthew gets a lot of money. With this, he pays his university fees and gives $2,000 for the student scholarship. And then, he makes Kelly the student advisor for all the students, leading to friendship between the two. After this, Matthew buys a splendid car for himself with the remaining money, the same car Danielle used to tease him with. And finally, we see that Matthew and Danielle are back together and are living happily. And with this happiness, the story comes to an end.